White shoes, check out the white shoes, check out the white
Dad,
shoes.
what's for dinner?
White shoes, check out the white shoes, check out the white shoes.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dad, What's for Dinner. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean the internal needles on your Keurig Supreme K-Supreme Plus model. Pretty simple here. So first thing you want to do, there's a little tray in here that you pop out. This contains one needle. Right, and this can actually come apart, but this contains a needle down there. So we're gonna actually take this apart, clean it, and then try to clean out that needle. So you'll need a paper clip or something else that can kind of slide in between there. If you look here, there's a lot of dirt and grime around here as well. So we're just going to get like a damp rag and we're going to wipe that off the best as we can. So if you notice, when you're making coffee, you're seeing coffee grounds and whatnot and little black chunks in there. It's because of this is dirty. You can see all the dirt and grime on that. So what we'll do is we'll soak that in a little vinegar and just wipe it down with some vinegar and water. Get that nice and clean, pop it back in, and then that should clear up the water there when we make our coffee. So let's give it a try. All right, guys, so you see I pulled this piece out here. So you can actually take this little bottom part off. Let's see if I'm doing this correctly. There we go, it snaps right off. And if you see it here, there's like a little hole in there. So if you're having trouble and the water's not flowing well, you can actually put a paper clip in there and clean that inside out. So I got a paper clip here. We can actually go in there. Just make sure nothing's blocking it. Kind of go in there. Make sure nothing's blocking it. Make sure it's clear, but mine wasn't having that issue. It was nice and clear, but just wanted to show you that. If you see, it's kind of hard to see in camera here. See, there's like a little needle right in there. And that's kind of where you're poking at to clean that out. But what I am seeing is a lot of debris when I brew coffee. So I'm gonna just put maybe about an ounce or two of vinegar. I'm gonna drop my parts in there. And then we're actually gonna put a little water in there. Then we're gonna scrub these parts here. All right, so I got about 3 ounces of water in there. So I'm just gonna take my little scrubber here and I'm just gonna start trying to scrub some of these parts out. Get down in there as much as possible. You'll notice like you'll see the coffee stains, the brownness coming from the coffee. And you kind of do this. And I'm just gonna scrub and get all the old coffee gunk from out of here. There you go. You'll see all the coffee debris kind of coming off. Get on that rim too, because a lot of coffee gets in those little divots on these sides here. But we'll just give that a nice little scrub. If you want, you can even let it soak in here. Like I said, mine isn't too dirty because I actually cleaned it on the regular. But if yours is real dirty, you might want to just let it soak. So all that debris kind of loosens up. That's pretty it. I'm going to rinse it off and we'll pop it back in. All right, guys, so we're just going to snap this guy back together here, like so. So it's back in one piece. And then we're going to go pop that back in the Keurig. All right, guys, so we got the needle cleaned on the bottom tray here. So I'm just taking a wet rag and I'm just wiping off here. Be careful not to hit these needles up here at the top because they're pretty sharp. So they will cut you there. And I'm just going in towards the bottom here and just kind of wiping around as much as possible. It's kind of hard to get under there. But we're trying to just basically wipe around this. There we go. This is like a hollow, empty space in here. So we're just gonna wipe that out. So that looks nice and clean. There's a lot of ground coffee and stuff that kind of gets trapped in there. So if you notice a lot of that ground coffee debris getting into your coffee, that could be why. All right, now that we got that cleaned off, we're just gonna pop this guy back in there. And make sure you line up. So there's like 3 tabs here. There's 2 in the front and 1 in the back. So make sure you line those up and it should just snap right in. Perfect. All right, guys, so in the K-Supreme, these have 4 needles in here. or actually is it 5 needles to clean on the inside. So if you look on the outer rim here, you can take another wet paper towel or rag and clean around there and knock off some of that debris as well. Try to get on the needles as well. And don't apply too much pressure, so you don't want to break those guys. Because there's like rubber gaskets that kind of go around, so you don't want to break any of that. But try to just wipe it down as best as you can. See, I got a lot of grime off on mine there, if I can see it, off the inside of that. So that'll help clean that up. And then we're also going to get that same paper clip and we're going to clean those nozzles as well. So let's do that here. All right, so if you look at, there's some nozzles in here that you can you don't want to apply too much pressure. You can go all the way up, but just enough to clean that out. That'll help clear up the streams if you notice your coffee's not functioning the way it should, or the coffee machine's not functioning the way it should. You can kind of clean those needles out, remove any obstructions that may be in there. And you're going to just do that for all 4 of those guys. See, and it just kind of just goes across. Just make sure there's no obstructions. Like I said, I've done this pretty recently, so I don't have a lot of obstructions or anything in there. But it's just something to consider if you notice that your coffee's not working up to par. All right, guys, and that's pretty much it. So we're basically going to close this, close that, and then we're just going to do about an 8 ounce, 6 to 8 ounces of hot water through that just to flush the system out after you've cleaned out all those needles. So let's go ahead and give it a shot here. There we go, and it sounds good. It sounds amazing. Nice little stream coming out of there. So if you guys are experiencing any issues with the flow in the stream there, that should clear that right up. All right, guys, so I brewed my 8 ounces of hot water there. You can see it is crystal clear. I do not have any coffee debris floating around in there. It's looking pretty good. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know if you guys want to see any other fixes with the Keurig K Supreme Plus model. We'll bring it your way. All right, guys, have a good one.